Hi everyone, it's Nancy here with another process video for you. Hope you're all okay today. Here I am just going through my paper selection. You've seen some of these on previous layouts, so I'm using paper from the Amy Tangerine collection and also Travel Girl by October Afternoon. This is another multi-photo layout, so I'm going to use 3 photos on this layout. And they're not going to be like in a neat sort of stack how I've done them before. So here I am just preparing the background. I really like this diagonal striped paper, but just adding some stamping over. That polka dot stamp is actually stuck on my large stamping block, so it gets used quite a lot. I'm then using my roller stamp from Glitz. I actually got this in one of the grab bags from Studio Calico when they done their, I think they were $5 or $10 grab bags just for Christmas. I don't actually subscribe with Studio Calico anymore, but I thought it was such a bargain, and I was really pleased because I actually got 3 main kits and 2 add-ons in the 5 that I brought, and that was with it. I'm definitely going to buy some more of those. I love the stamp, I love the effect and how you can make a real quick background. So as you see, I've just layered over 2 different Stampin' Up inks and also I think it's Spice Marmalade, which is a distress ink. So I'm just adding the Rain Beetle ink, which is the one, you'll see it dries, it goes on dark and then it dries a lovely bronze colour. So that's just drying. And so these are my 3 photos. There is a story to the photos. As I say, they're not actually the best photos in the world. In fact, that is part of the story, the fact that they are so blurry. This is when me and my boyfriend were in America. We were going to see the LA Lakers, and I decided, for some reason, and I still kick myself to this day, that I wasn't going to take my big camera with me. For some reason I didn't really want to sit there with a big camera. So I took just my iPhone. At the time I had a 3GS. So we get here and we're watching, the game start, and I like people watching, and I spotted someone sitting down on the front row, who I was convinced was Simon Baker from The Mentalist. I am a huge fan of The Mentalist. I'm a huge fan of Simon Baker, so much so that my boyfriend gets kind of slightly jealous and says that I'm having am I having an evening in with Mr. Baker. That's beside the point. So I was convinced that that was Simon Baker on the front row. So I'm nudging my boyfriend going, it's him, it's him, it's him. And I'm trying to zoom in with my really bad zoom on my camera to get a photo to prove that it is. So these are the photos where I'm zooming in. Of course, when it comes to one of the intervals in the game, they do the camera going around the crowd, and of course there's a big thing like Simon Baker's here, da da da, and I'm like, yeah, I told you so, I told you so. So of course it was a very scrap-worthy moment. I was so excited, and my boyfriend was like, trust you in a stadium full of like thousands of people, you spot Simon Baker. And so yeah, that is the story. And so the actual photo, which you'll see at the end, the photo of Simon Baker is a very kind of small blur with sort of curly blonde hair. But I know it's him, and I know he was there. So yeah, that's the story behind the photos. Sorry about that, I've kind of got distracted from the layout. So as you can see, I've kind of mounted the main photo of the main scene of that just on a piece of the October Afternoon Travel Girl paper, and then I've just added 2 banners made from the cut and paste, and a piece of vellum, and of course a doily. So I've just added those layers up, and then my 2 photos are going to be quite sort of haphazardly placed on that. So yeah, so that's kind of my background, and I'm not sure quite what I'm doing at the moment. I'm just tidying my desk for some reason. Oh no, I'm just adding some more ink across, and that's more of that Rain Beetle ink, which dries a nice bronze colour. So putting that to the side to dry because, as I say, I haven't found my heat gun. So here I am looking through my embellishment bag, going through to find some different bits and pieces. And these bits, all these plastic bags are mainly the sort of scraptastic bits and pieces. So I'm basically pulling out everything that I think I might want to use on this layout, like a little camera, wood veneer, some stars, and then also those are some of the Alison Creft. So they're a mix. They're like little pockets with 3x4 cards. I got them in the collection pack of hers. I think it was like released just at the end of last year. So I'm going to try and use them on page. And I've also got the freckled fawn cork frame, so I'm going to use those as well. So as you can see, I'm placing my photo on there at an angle, just so you know it looks a little bit drawny, and then I'm placing the main photo over the top there. I did try to stick it down with glue, but it didn't take very well. And then, heaven forbid, I've got a bit of ink on Simon Baker, his tiny little blurry head in the distance. So here I'm just trying to decide if I want to put the vellum over or under one of those photos. Just adding some of my ATG on there. And then I pick out this cork frame and it says love on the bottom and it fits just over Mr. Baker, lovely. And I'm then going to use an arrow to point him out even more. Those are those print shop acetate words that I keep taking in and out and trying to eventually get on a piece. So these are the pocket cards that I was talking about from Alison Creft. I think it was called On the Record, I think, collection. I don't really like them. They are shiny, and I've tried writing on one before, and it was really difficult. And I don't really like them, so I won't use them as the pockets and the files. So I'm just adding them as another layer on here. So it's another texture really with the shiny paper. So I'm just tucking them behind the cluster. So it's similar to how I layer normally, but I say it's just slightly looser in format. I will still have the 3 cluster points as well. So I'm taking one of the cut apart sheets from Ormolu, which comes in Scraptastic kit. And that says, so very happy, with a little arrow again. So of course I was very happy to see Mr. Baker. Not only did I see the Lakers, but I saw him as well. So just trying to work out how many arrows I want. Do I want lots of arrows, one big arrow? Am I going to point at him on every single photo? So yeah, I will fiddle around with these for a little bit longer. So just sticking those bits down as I normally do. I sort of cut those 3x4 cards apart so I can add them to different parts of the layout. That yellow one in the background is yellow and cream hearts. So I just end up adding that under the main photo there where my frame's going to sit. So here I am just deciding if I want to lift the vellum up over that photo. And so it kind of goes with the haphazard sort of look. Okay, so I'm just sort of working out if I want some more bits in there. That's that camera wood veneer, which I actually decided to back on a piece of that orange triangle paper, which is what I matted my main photo in. So I'm just going to add some glue to the back of that and cut around it. I have a few issues trying to cut around it. My scissors are getting a little bit blunt, so I really need to get those sharpened. Sorry that's off camera at the moment. So I'm just trying to cut around it to back that camera on. So sometimes I like the spaces in the wood veneers, but with all the layers underneath it, and it was going over the photo as well, it didn't look too good. So Just going through my other supplies here. Cut out that little tag, and again just using the hole punch to take that top bit out there. Again, just adding layers in behind. Here I am sticking down little tabs. I'm just using some glue over that frame to stick on top of the photo around him. And I'm trying to work out where I'm going to put what arrow I'm going to use, excuse me. Do I want loads of big arrows pointing to them? Yeah, so maybe a little bit over the top to put a huge arrow over his face. So these were all from Scraptastic Kit a couple of months ago. I fuss about quite a lot with these arrows. Then decide that I'm not really going to use any more of those. It's then looking at that cork frame, I decide to look at what other cork pieces I have in my stash, and sort of see where I'm going to take this. So take out these cork stickers that I used on a previous layout, and here I am searching for that sticker sheet that I'd used previously. Just sticking the camera and the arrow onto that cluster, and then I'm committing to that arrow there. So I'm just going to be moving all the different stickers around, trying to work out where I want to put it and my title. I really love these cork thickers. They came in, I believe it was a Studio Calico Project Life kit. So I'm going to put my title down. And my title is "It's Him," because that's basically what I spent nearly an hour nudging Morgan. It is him, it is him, and he didn't believe me. so yeah, that is going to be my title. I'm just putting a little bit more glue on these. They have been in my stash quite a while, and they weren't sticking great on the vellum, so just adding a little bit of the glue. Let's say that's the Cosmic Shimmer glue, and then I decide to add an exclamation mark to the end, and then I also take out that other cork. I had a smaller cork alphabet there when I was going to look at doing a subtitle, but decide not to. So here I am taking another exclamation mark off that cork sticker sheet. And then I take a little star off and add into the middle of the camera. I decide to use sort of cork as my embellishments. I quite like these round corks because I'm not going to use the question mark, but I think it'll be a good base. So I decide I get out my flare and button tin and see if I've got anything to match. That is a flare, I believe it's from American Crafts, and it's a camera, and it's actually on a horizontal yellow stripe background, so it works really well on this layout. And then I find up these resin stars. Again, I believe they're in a Studio Calico kit when I was subscribing to those. So I'm hunting through my stash to see if I've got enough to place one in each cluster. And it kind of goes with the sort of starry theme of, you know, being LA Lakes games, spotting celebrities, etc. So I just add that flare on top of the cork circle there, and then add these they're kind of resin or acrylic sort of plastic stars into those three clusters. I'm just looking at what else I need to add. There is some stars on that Echo Park O Snap, or just Snap sheet, so I then add those to each of the clusters as well. So I'm just trying to work out where best to put those. Excuse me. So just trying to balance each of the clusters out and sort of spread the colours across. As I say, the colours work quite well with this yellow actually as well. And the photos are quite sort of dark because, as I say, we're in the stadium and my phones are not very good, so the colours kind of work quite well together. I'm just pulling off a few other stickers, seeing if I can use them. Just adding a bit of glue behind where those thickers are, so it's not going to show. I'm thinking about doing a subtitle saying Mr. Baker, but decide not to. So just going through my smaller sticker sheets here, pulling ones out that match, and then I'm going to just add some final bits on here. So this one says date and location, but I decided not to use that, but just add a bit of orange down to that middle cluster. Decided not to use any of these fancy pants sheets, and this is a old Simple Stories snap one. So I'm just going to use 3 little letter stickers. One says no way, one says yikes, so I'm just adding those to those 2 clusters. So yeah, I think I'm now just looking at finishing up this layout. I'm just going to say, just pulling out some more of the Travel Girl doodads to see if I'm going to use those, but I don't actually end up adding it to the layout. So I want to thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this slightly different layout with the 3 4x6 photos. And I say, it's a variation on my style that I use, and I know several people had asked to see some multiple photo layouts. So I'm just going to add some still pictures from the end, and maybe if you squint close enough at your screen you may be able to make out Mr. Baker as well. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll be back with some more videos soon. Thank you very much, and bye!